What is up, my dolphins? And before I start this video, I just want to go ahead and make an announcement that I haven't been uploading because I have been moving. Yes, my mother moved to a place down a bit more south, not too far from my dad's house. But other than that, I'm no longer going to be in a closet recording. However, I am sharing a room with somebody, so it's gonna be pretty hit or miss in terms of privacy. So, and I also want to mention that these walls are paper frickin' thin. Tons of people live in this house. Well, not tons, but just say a good amount of people live in this house. And yeah, just you're probably gonna hear some stuff while I'm recording in here, so just make that announced. Okay, now to the main part of the video. Now, lately I have, of course, been talking a lot about the Elder Scrolls. I'm gonna turn the light on real quick. Well, in past recordings I have, but I haven't really uploaded anything yet. So, today I wanted to bring up the ultimate Skyrim question. Who is the true moral winner of the Civil War in Skyrim? We have the ongoing war of the Imperials versus the true Nords of Skyrim, the Stormcloaks. Now, what started this war? Well, Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl Windhelm, basically got tired of the High King of Skyrim being all pushed around by frickin' just the Empire. And it pretty much came to the last straw when the Empire tried to make the High King ban the worship of Talos, aka Tiber Septim. So, Ulfric, being how cool he is with his power of the voice, challenged Torrig, the High King, to a duel to see who would be the true High King. Ulfric killed him. And then he got called a traitor. It's been well assessed that, well, frickin' Ulfric Stormcloak truly challenged the High King. And if you can't defend your own throne, then are you really worthy of being a king? But don't get me wrong, Uriel Septim was one of the Uriel Septim the Seventh was one of the best kings out there, but he did get murdered, and that's kind of why the world kind of got hindered in the spleen for a little bit, because he couldn't defend himself. Whatever, he was an old man, but still, we can make that analogy here from Oblivion. He was weak, got himself killed, got the world screwed. What if Torrig were in that situation? Ulfric is obviously better than him in the world of combat. So, if you can't defend yourself, and maybe to do that the rest of your kingdom, then I don't see why you should be crowned. Now, if you haven't caught on by now, I am indeed in full support for Ulfric and all of the Stormcloaks. I mean, I've never made a character where I went with Hadvar in the beginning, because he's Imperial. However, I try to make a freaking playthrough as an Imperial guy, I always kill a Stormcloak and feel like I'm a traitor. You know, it just feels wrong. And to be honest, the Empire are weak. Skyrim shouldn't be run by people who are so weak. The Empire pretty much bowed down to the Thalmor and just stuffed their face. The Empire is just under their feet, and with the Nords basically getting tired of being forced to fight in their wars and house other people and all that crap, I can completely see why Ulfric was getting tired of Torrik and his pretty much mediocrity on whole. And say whatever you want, freaking Ulfric Stormcloak is freaking racist. I mean, everyone in Windhelm hates Dark Elves, and Ryan, you haven't really admitted, but you really like playing the Dark Elf. Dark Elf is like one of your favorite races. Why don't you hate Ulfric Stormcloak? Well, to take it like this, he was captured by Imperials, almost executed by them, tortured by elves, and basically that's what's running the Imperials. And Khajiit and Argonians are known pretty harshly for their thievery, even though they are kind of nice people. Still, they have that reputation. A king doesn't have time to just watch over the streets. He has to be giving commands, and with the Khajiit and Argonian, yeah, he would be a little bit racist towards them. And any other race, well, hell to him. He never complains about Bretons or Redguards. The Empire has no place in making them do all that. And honestly, you people have no reason for siding with the Empire. I usually notice in a lot of Skyrim discussions that the majority of people go to the Imperials rather than the Stormcloaks, which makes no sense whatsoever. The Empire has no moral ground in Skyrim. Torg was defeated rightfully by Ulfric's Stormcloak, and you know what? They're executing people over that. You walk into Solitude for the first time, the guy that helped Ulfric get away because he rightfully challenged King Torg and killed him, helped him escape. They executed him right on the spot, and you know what? There were little kids in the crowd. Obviously, the Empire doesn't care about their sanctity, their innocence. They do not care. They recklessly take things from Skyrim just because the boot of the Thalmor is all over their face. And I know I'm ranting like Heimskr right now from Whiterun, but it's true. The Thalmor are the entire problem. The Empire is strong without those high elves up their butt. And then all of you remember that, well, I should be siding with the Imperials because I feel sorry for them. Shouldn't the Imperials feel sorry for you? I do believe that we enter this game. We start Skyrim on a carriage with a thief, a Stormcloak, and the man himself, Ulfric. Just you four guys, and the Empire is about to execute you with the Thalmor in the presence. I mean, obviously you want to go with the guys that are trying to execute you and chop off your head with a giant axe while it's on top of another body with another head in the frickin' basket. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for you to go with the Empire, despite the fact that they tried to kill you for no reason. Once again, with the recklessness, that chick literally said, forget the list, he goes to the block, despite, if you're not playing as a Nord, your backstory might go, I was just trying to get into Skyrim to do something, and then the Imperials caught me and tried to kill me for no reason. I was totally innocent, I got caught in a war that I have nothing to do with, and now I should be siding with the Imperials because they tried to kill me for no reason. If you think the Empire is right, go right ahead, but I'm just saying, why? The Empire are just... they're a shadow of what they used to be. In Oblivion, the Empire was strong. In fact, here's how bad it is, guys. Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game. I liked the Empire. Even as a stupid, 6-year-old or something, whenever I played it. And even in, Skyrim, I'm like, maybe I should side with the Empire until I heard everything that happened and all that. And I'm siding with the Stormcloaks. And going back to play Oblivion, I just couldn't look at everyone the same way. Because I knew 200 years in the chronological future that these guys are all going to be absolute weak douchebags that don't deserve to live. Anyway, praise Talos. There are 9 divines, not 8. By Talos! The Stormcloaks are the rightful winners of the war. In moral ground. Maybe they're a bit weaker. But you know what? I think Nords are better than Imperials in the whole freaking race strength. They have a bit of magic. But, okay. They suck at destruction. The only thing that they're decently good at is restoration. A Nord only uses that when its back is behind and he can't do anything. The Stormcloaks just have a bit of moral ground. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like this up if you enjoyed and all that cool stuff. And if you really like my channel and everything else I have on here, make sure that you subscribe. I'm going to try to get back to daily uploads. I know it's been very difficult, and I've made about 1 million apology videos, but I decided not to just make one and just tie it in with a video I already felt like making. So, Stormcloaks and Imperials alike, stay wet.